welcome back to the Bullhucker podcast. I'm Bruce Lundstrom.
I'm Jenny Nebb.
OG Jen Nebb is
OG.
back. We gave you a gangster name last time.
Generous.
It's dirty, but it fits, right?
And it spelled like Toys R Us. Right?
Yeah. You know what? That with the backwards R. I don't know if that's going to work in the gangster world.
Well, it might, because it could be laid out like a generous. No, I couldn't make it into the Latino gangster world with
I
that.
don't think you could, man. I think generous with a J, and we just leave it at that.
We just leave it at okay.
Until somebody steals it from you, because it's genius.
We'll patent it.
We'll patent it. We're on location again. We're back at the Club Tap Room.
I love the Club Tap Room. I've been coming here for years.
Yeah, everybody's been coming here for years. And we have the true boss of the Club Tap Room with us this time.
We got the lady behind it all.
Christine Castoe, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're excited to be out here again. It's we've had Rick, the silent partner, and then Ryan, the worker, right? The slave right
Absolutely.
Slave labor. And now we got the whoopsh.
The brains of the operation. That's right. Christine Castoe. So I was out here last night with you, Christine. We were talking about all the new remodeling you guys did. We haven't really talked about it too much with Ryan. We touched on it a little bit, but you were telling me about all the stuff they did out here.
Oh, Ryan and Dan Lehman were just busy.
Right.
Very, very busy.
And we'll take, during your episode here, the B-roll I was talking about, we'll take a video of the bar so people can kind of see what's going on out here. But as I said, with Ryan's, it's cool because this is like such a neighborhood bar. And is that what you guys were aiming for?
Yes. Comfortable.
Yeah. Because you guys have owned this since, when did Ryan say? We figured it out last night, 20-some years, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
a long time.
Do you enjoy it?
Some days absolutely, other days absolutely not.
Right. You got crazy stories. But before we get started, I do want to say, welcome to the Bullhucker podcast. If you're new to the podcast, what this is a podcast where we bring a guest on. Today is Christine. Christine's going to tell us 3 stories about our life. The kicker is only 2 of these stories are true. 1 story is incorrect or a lie. So, Christine, the story can either be totally made up, partly made up, or borrowed. Without going into great detail, what is the Bullhucker?
Partly made up.
It's partly made up. Okay, so part true, part made up. That's good. That's been the popular theme. So
it's really hard to make up a story. Just pull one out of thin air and be like, can I make this plausible?
Even I did that for my episode. I did a half and half.
Go to a borrowed person.
Yeah. It's tough to think of a lie. We've had some people do it, like full on write the whole thing, and
full fabricated. Those are the ones who can get away with lie detector tests. I don't trust them.
And what did you do before this, Christine?
What did I? Well, I've done a series of things. But before this, I managed the Elks Club for a while.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I did
had too.
And I did small installment loans. Yeah.
Is there everything?
And lots of beer. I've worked in lots of bars.
That's cool though, man. It was so big in this town. It's coming back. It's the business is coming back. That's awesome. And the Club Tap Room has been here for so long. It's ebbed and flowed throughout the years too, hasn't it? I mean,
all bars do.
All bars do.
All bars do.
The bar I worked at in Pueblo, the nightclub, they stood strong for almost 15 years of being dominant. But I mean, there was a few bars that moved in to take the business for a little bit, but they always came back. So, but yeah, if you can keep it going as long as you guys have, that's a miracle. It takes a lot of hard work, and it's impressive.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's only impressive. So, we got 3 stories today, Jen. You want to read them off?
Sure, and I won't mess up this time, I promise. We've got bought and paid for alibi. We've got Denver ditch. That's the one I messed up. And we've got indecent exposure.
See, I always like the titles. The titles work it for me.
The titles are great.
Right. Have you ever done something like this before, Jen? First podcast?
No, me? No.
No, that's cool. That's awesome. It'll be yeah. Come on, generous.
Yes, I've done these before.
You're OG.
Yes.
Jen was one of the first ones we ever had on this podcast because Jen is. We talked about Jen last night.
Yes.
Mostly good. Good.
Absolutely, always a good experience.
How do you guys know each other? How did you guys meet?
Oh God, I don't know.
Probably through right here. I mean, Christine's been a staple in Ryan's life. His whole, for so long. I think it probably came about through the Strohs or through the bar.
Sure. I think that's how I met too.
But I do remember when you managed and helped run the Elks too. So who knows? I think it just comes from a lot of small town living, people being around, and you learn to know people over the years.
Right. What years did you do the Elks?
Oh, good Lord. Let's see here.
'Cause I think I remember you. Was I your Budweiser guy, or was I after you?
No, you weren't my Budweiser guy then, I don't think. Because, let's see. I want to say it was in like 2013, 2014.
I was before you then. I was the Budweiser. Okay.
So around there,
Okay.
I think was, God, you're making me think, and that hurts.
I know. No,
It's too hard.
we're in a bar. We should pour shots before we got this going on. So.
It's too hard.
You know who? It was Cheryl that was there. Now that I think about it.
Cheryl Rupert.
Yeah, but her, you know what her maiden name was?
No.
Hooker.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that because I guess it was her husband. She said that's his big joke is she was a hooker when I met her.
That is great.
Yeah.
That is great.
Oh, the old
Hooker.
Elks Lodge. We had comedy shows at the Elks Lodge forever.
Really?
That's where we before COVID. That's where we were going,
I did not know that.
and it was nice because everybody could walk down here to the Queens or to the tap room after it was done, and yeah, it was a good
Party
time.
down. Here I'm just thinking all this time, I'm glad my last name wasn't Hooker.
Wouldn't that be
Maiden
awful?
or married.
Right.
Yeah, that's a setback. If you're a dude and your last name's Hooker and you're planning on bringing your bride into that last name, you better watch out.
We talked last night too. You was a city councilman in Fort Morgan for
Yes.
how many years? 2 terms?
5
or-
years.
Is
5
that
years.
is it 5-year terms here?
No, they're 4-year terms,
Okay.
but I came in at the end of somebody else's term.
Oh, did you? They just couldn't finish.
Yeah, they got promoted.
Oh,
So they went into work into the city in different areas. So
okay.
their seat became open, and everybody was like, "Oh, you got to do this." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know."
What'd you think of the experience when you were done?
It was very enlightening.
Yeah.
Very enlightening.
I agree.
And kind of frustrating when you find that there are lots of things that you want to see done, but you're only one of 7.
Right.
So your hands are tied on a lot of things. So all you can do is just bring the voice from your constituents
Right.
to the table and hope that you're heard, they're heard, and that you could make a difference.
How was your council? Was it a pretty united council, or was it pretty split a lot?
No, we had a pretty good council. I
Yeah.
liked the council I sat with. They were all really, really, really good.
So
Right.
a lot of positive came out
Yeah,
of it.
very
then.
proactive.
'Cause, I mean, it could be really hit or miss.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of tape to go through for everybody, regardless on any issue.
Yeah.
You hear horror stories. That's how I got in the council. The lady I replaced halfway through her term was recalled because she was just doing silly stuff, and just silly stuff. And to get recalled, that's the first person in the history of our town that
Yeah.
was ever recalled. And,
Interesting.
yeah, that's how I got in. That's how I ran for that position. And it is frustrating, but I think everybody should be on the city council at least for a little bit.
I agree with you.
It changes the way you look at things.
Your whole perspective, your whole outlook on everything when it comes to small businesses that are in the town, how the government works in the town, how the city
Right.
does things.
Right.
It gives you a whole different view.
You
Well,
get a
and
little-
then you're ignorant like me. I've never served. I wouldn't even know what was it. Might as well be a Jehovah's Witness service. I don't know what's going on behind those closed doors.
But nobody does. Nobody does until you actually do it. Did you have any experience when you joined the city council?
No,
Yeah.
I had no experience, just managerial.
Right.
And I'm like, well, and I recall one of the questions that was asked to me is, do you think you can do this? Because you're not always going to be a fan of, everybody's not always going to be your fan.
Right.
And I said, shit, I have 3 teenage girls at home. I'm never their fan. I got this.
I fight with somebody every day.
I'm an old
I got
pro.
this.
I got teenage kids.
There's someone
at
who tells
home.
me they hate me every single day. Every
I
single
got
day.
this.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, and the reason I say everybody should have to do it for a while is to understand how it works. Because people come to you and they this is BS and that's BS, and you get defensive a little bit, and you're like,
You do.
well, let me explain it to you why this is, because I was that guy at one point in time. Everybody says, well, I pay taxes. Why isn't everything in the town fixed? Well, it's
Have you looked at our budget?
Yeah, exactly right.
And we have to prioritize.
Right.
And yes, your money is being used to the best of our ability.
Right.
However, it doesn't go as far as you think.
Right.
Holy
Well,
crap! It
this
does
is
not.
a largely really stricken town, isn't it?
No,
I don't think so.
No, I think
No?
I don't think so.
Morgan
Okay.
County, that's okay.
I think that the median here is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not the front range by any.
Thank
Right.
God.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank God, indeed. But I mean, with the money wise. But I mean, also because we talk about CML, it's the Colorado Municipal League. It's where we talked about last night, you and I,
Yeah.
because I'm heading there in June, and Breckenridge. It's basically where all city councils and city government get together for. It's fun and it's interesting to talk to all of them and ask them what's going on with your town. What are your problems, and to realize how many people have the same problems in these towns. You know, last year,
Fascinating.
yeah, ours was water and law enforcement last year. That's what almost everybody. Oh, and housing.
Housing is across the board,
Right.
across the state at this point.
It's getting
With
ridiculous.
housing.
And to try and find somebody who will build anymore, it's gotten to be.
Well, it's crazy. They're still building. I
Right.
mean, like, it's crazy with the price of lumber and everything. They
Right.
are still building. I would be like, nope.
to pay the $500,000-$600,000 in Morgan County for a house. That's
Ugh.
and that's just for a regular house.
Simple.
Yeah.
A simple house.
Yeah, it's I paid $72,000 for my house back in 2006,
Nice.
and now it appraises. I pay taxes on it for like $170,000.
You're like, ouch.
Yeah. Come look at it. It's not worth that. I don't know. I don't know if you're sneaking in when I'm not here in the dark, but it's not worth it. What's going on?
You're
But
not paying attention.
yeah, when you were there, what was the big? Were you one of the part of the ones that built the rec center and all that, or no? Was that,
No, that was in discussion, but that was after me.
was that after you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to see a rec center. It's been a long-standing veto in this town for
yes.
so many
Yes.
years.
Right.
But to be fair, why doesn't it have a damn pool? It drives me nuts, but I'm glad there's one here.
Money.
I'm glad there's one here. Yeah, I'm sure it comes down to budget and yeah.
I mean, the one the pool. How much more would that have been? Honestly,
Oh,
just
good Lord, we couldn't afford
Hundreds
Right.
of thousands.
and
Yeah.
It's not just building the pool. People have to realize
Manning it.
it's maintaining
Maintaining it.
manning it,
it. Manning it, maintaining it,
Right.
and the liability of it.
Right.
So, yeah,
Right.
that's a lot.
We get hit like that a lot in Brush. Like, why don't we get a rec center like that? I'm like, well, if you want your taxes to go through the roof, we can sure build one. But it's
Sure.
it's not cheap. You know what I mean? So, but it's a cool facility they have. Good for Fort Morgan for doing
it's
that.
pretty nice.
Right.
That field house is really super nice.
It is very nice.
And I've
Yeah.
heard there is a pool coming into Morgan that's being discussed, right?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been paying attention.
No, you got out of it and said I'm done. Yeah.
Urge.
Yeah, I'm on my second term right now, so I think when I get out, I'll probably be, blind-eyed to it for a while. But no, but back to the original point, everybody should have to serve on the city council and know how it goes. And it kind of opens your eyes up to be more open-minded to everything else going on. You know what I mean?
Educate yourself.
Yeah, because you don't know. I'm surprised every day at how stupid I am. Because something comes along to prove it to me.
You're like, oh, I didn't know that.
Right. And for you, a small business owner, that's also, something you have to keep watching. So, okay, well, are you ready to tell some stories?
Sure, let's do this.
All right, Jen, you want to read them off for? You already read them off for us. Bought and paid for alibi, Denver ditch, and indecent exposure. Well, I picked first last time. Generous, so now it's you.
All righty. Well, I am going to go with. I really want to hear about Denver ditch.
Okay.
I don't know if you ditched somebody there or if we're talking about you woke up in a ditch. Let's hear this.
Well, okay, so this was pre-Ryan. Just so you know.
Everything is pre and post Ryan. Got this.
Yes, you got that.
Right.
This is pre-Ryan. My girlfriend's husband had set me up with this guy. Oh, great. Wasn't a bad-looking guy. Not a good-looking guy, but not a bad-looking guy.
Right.
So the guy says he's got tickets to go to Comedy Works in Denver.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, sweet. I'm down for that. I'm like, I'll just meet you in Denver. And so, like, It was like
you've already met him at this point, or you've only seen photographs?
no. I met him briefly.
Okay.
Very, very briefly. Like, hi, my name's Christine. Oh, you are.
Okay, and then the date was on.
And then it was, oh yeah, you got to go out with him. He's super cool. He's nice. Blah blah.
The person setting you up, were they single or taken at the time?
It was my girlfriend's husband.
So he's trying to set his buddy up.
Okay.
No matter how awful this guy might be.
Well, I'm asking if your friend is setting you up. I thought it was a woman. Well, then why isn't she dating him? But okay, that makes sense.
Right.
That's always a red flag.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there were other red flags that I found by the time I made it home. So, I told him I would meet him in Denver. I'm like, oh, sure. We'll just meet up in Denver and go to Comedy Works, hang out, check things out. Well, a couple of days before we're supposed to go to this Comedy Works show, he calls me and he says, well, my truck's not working, blah, blah. Can I just ride with you up there? And I'm like, sure.
Oh,
yes.
he's from down here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. So I'm like, sure. So I go by and I pick him up. And off to Denver we go. It's an hour and 15 minutes in the car. And I am on the drive there. I'm turning the music up a little more each time because he's talking about himself the whole time. And I'm like, okay, this dude is just nervous. You know, it's not a, hey, what do you do? He didn't want to know jack crap about me.
He's a narcissist.
He's telling me how fabulous he is and what he does and blah, blah.
How fabulous he is. I love it.
And I am just hanging on the steering wheel, cutting into my fingers with my fingernails, going, oh my God. Well, we get to Denver and we go to this Italian restaurant to eat before Comedy Works. Very nice restaurant. Food is wonderful. The company, not so much. And so at the table, he's still telling me how freaking fabulous he is. And I'm like going, dude, if I don't see it, then you have to tell me it's not there.
Right.
Right. Are you convincing you or are you convincing me? That's, yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
right.
was that bad. And at one point through this, and he's kind of rude with the wait staff. Well, I've been wait staff my whole life.
You're
Right.
never rude to wait staff when you've been wait staff.
I'm just like, and he's just kind of coming off condescending and arrogant and like, oh, he's so above them. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of like, I'm like, dude, one more thing out of your mouth and I could probably stab you in the head with a fork. And you've seen those forks in Italian restaurants. They've got some super long tines. I'm thinking I could just...
You could really get a geek in there deep. I could go 2.5 inches.
So I'm like, oh, fuck. So we finish up with dinner and we go to Comedy Works. We walk down to Comedy Works. We get to Comedy Works, and at this point, I'm ordering buckets of beer.
He's just going to get hammered.
We are not doing just a beer at a time, no, buckets.
You're making it so he doesn't want to drive home with you.
You're not going to want to get in the car with me, buddy. So I am drinking. I'm getting my drink on.
Right.
Well, we're sitting up near the front.
In the heckler section?
Yeah.
Pretty much so, yes.
The firing zone. Yeah.
Very much firing zone. And I've had already one bucket of beers down and on to the next bucket. And I have to pee. I'm like, oh, crap.
Oh, no.
I've got to slide out of this booth and go to the bathroom. Finally, I get up enough nerve to scoot out and go to the bathroom. Well, it's Bobcat Goldthwait. He's obnoxious.
Oh, no.
So he yells, hey! And he tells this guy that I'm with, your wife's leaving you. I would have already left you. Just horrible. And I'm like, I just turned around and I'm like, I'm not his wife. I'm going to the bathroom.
Right, right.
I come back and he's just mad. He's just the guy I'm on this date with is just mad. Why would you turn around and say that? That was crappy. And I'm like, dude.
Because I'm not your wife.
I'm not your wife.
Yeah.
It was you publicly humiliated a narcissist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, so he was just so much fun.
Right.
So much fun. She's so polite about it. He was a gem.
So we get done with Comedy Works, and I'm like, oh, yep, let's just call it a night. And he's like, well, we should go over to the Hard Rock Cafe. I'm like, oh, right.
You're downtown Denver at that Comedy Works.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
yes. So over to the Hard Rock Cafe we roll. And so we get into the Hard Rock, and I said, he went up to get us drinks, and I said, well, find us a table. I've got to go to the ladies' room. Went to the ladies' room, and then went out the back through the kitchen area and left him there. Left him there.
Oh my gosh, I
In
love
Denver,
it.
and you're his ride home.
All the way to my car, I'm going, oh, Jesus, if he happens to know I'm gone and is
Right.
at the car, I'm just going to tell him, dinner didn't go well with my stomach. We got to go.
Right.
Right.
Like, what
If
am I
you get
gonna
caught,
do?
you got your excuse. Otherwise,
I
you're
got it
home
together.
free.
I am out of here.
Where's my fork? Where's my shanking fork? Yeah.
Yeah, so I ditched him in Denver. I get back home, and thank God the guy doesn't know where I live. I went and picked him up.
Oh, nice.
But come to find out, he was my girlfriend's husband's boss.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh my goodness.
How'd that go over?
Not well.
I mean,
Not well.
Did girlfriend's husband lose his job over it? Or I mean, 'cause
No.
that's, you really can't. Hey,
Yeah.
our date didn't work out. You're fired. But I can
No.
see a narcissist doing that.
well, or just making life hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the girlfriend's husband was not real happy with me for a while because his boss was not happy with him.
You know what I told her?
Where's your happiness? You tried to set me up with a loser.
Yeah. Although, to put a little devil's advocate, Christine, if I was the dude, what I'd have done is I'd have called the cops and be like, I seen some chick swerving because I know you've had 7 buckets of beer. I'd be like, she's drunk, and I think she has a weapon.
I got a fork, dude. I got a fork, and I will stab
has a
you.
weapon.
She knows what the little prongs in the fork are called. So I mean, it's not it's not her first time with a fork. She knew it. She's well acquainted with a fork. Okay.
Yeah.
She knows how to fork ya.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you seen him since?
I did not see him for quite a while.
Does he come into the bar today?
Oh, no.
Is he still in town?
I have not seen him around for a spell. I did not see him after ditching him in Denver until one night at the stakeout with Rick and Ryan. And
He was with Ryan.
No.
Oh, okay.
I
You
was
were
with
with-
Ryan.
Okay.
This is months later. And he was still upset about it. I don't know why.
I'd be pissed off too. I'd hold a grudge for a while.
I think he did it. I think this was like 6-7 months later. He was still pissed
Did he come up with the, hey, do you remember me? You left me in Denver?
Oh, no, he had his entourage with him, so he got a little lippy. And then it went fisticuffs, and...
With who? With
well, Ryan kind of socked him after he talked shit to me.
Good for Ryan. So
Yeah.
and you've met
Yeah.
Ryan at this point. You're already dating Ryan, and Ryan stepped in to defend your honor.
Yeah, it was I was just like, oops. Yeah, I forgot to tell you about that
I
one.
was somewhat hoping Ryan was the guy, and they somehow worked it out. This is a love story.
Well, a blind date's weird enough, let alone having to drive them
Yeah, I
an
was-
hour and a half
Yeah, I'm
to
like,
start it.
Yeah.
like, I'll meet you there. I'm not going to ride in his car with him. I have like ground rules. You don't get to know where I live.
Right.
You don't get to ride him. I'm like, I'm not getting in a car with you.
That's where-
I'm in control.
Right. That's where Tinder
Yeah.
amazes me these days is people just willy-nilly go to strangers' houses
You
to,
know?
to have sex. And that's what our generation is absolutely terrified of. I'm not going to put myself in that
Right.
situation.
And it's with the not having a car. When I first started dating Patty, the first time she came to my house, I bought a new couch from over here at Fort Morgan Furniture. So I got rid of my old couch because I had to tear it apart. It was the height of it. So she walks in. She's like, "You don't own a couch?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have what is ordered. I have."
They just haven't delivered it yet.
She's looking at her face. Is like,
Red flag.
"This fucker doesn't own a couch." Like, what do you sit? You sit on the floor? What do you crisscross applesauce to watch TV? Is that what you do?
I haven't heard that for a
Like,
while.
yes, let's sit down. Here's a blanket.
Yeah. You get a beanbag there. What do you high right down, loser?
Magic carpet ride.
That's right. So I got the couch. I'm sitting there like, see, yeah, I got a couch. Yeah,
It's for real.
yeah, I own one. I'm a big deal. So.
I'm a grown up, I swear.
Yeah. That's gotta be tough. Like if I was that guy, I'd have been like, yeah, I remember Denver. I just got back.
Yeah, and think about it. There's no Uber. There's
Right.
no Lyft.
No.
If you're gonna call a cab, you're looking at a ton of money. You better have a good friend who's willing to come and get you, you narcissist.
I have no idea how he got home. I have.
You don't even care.
You should have asked him after he got hit. How'd you get home, bitch?
He's like, well, I called the police because I thought something happened to you. And after a huge investigation, they came back and said, turns out you're an asshole. That's what we determined.
You weren't missing it all.
She's alive and well and dating some dude, some cook from Fort Morgan. So that's funny.
Oh my
Darn
goodness,
it.
that's great.
What do you
and,
do?
And I think it's totally plausible too, because I would totally do the same thing, and I think I probably have. Maybe not a 90-mile ditch, but
Is that a thing, Jennifer?
if you're not happy on a date,
Yeah.
you
Bail
betcha
out-
it is.
bail out.
You
Yeah.
betcha it is.
Bail out.
You guys don't even need to do the phone call.
I climb out a bathroom window
No.
before, yeah.
We came when we were dating. There wasn't cell phones. Come
Oh,
on,
true,
nobody could call and get
true.
you out of your shit.
Yeah,
you
true.
got yourself out.
That's true. I forgot about that. Your
Yeah.
nephew Gage did this podcast, and he had one. If you listen to Gage's episode,
I think I heard it.
his sister has to call him bail him out, but she has this crazy like, your dog died. He's like, shit. That's a go a light excuse to give me out of the date. Don't say someone's died. You know. Then the guy he's dating is like, oh my god, are you okay? He's
I
like,
have to go with you. Nope.
You're all happy as a hey, my dog died. I gotta go.
But Gage said on the date when they're eating dinner, he's sitting there talking about how much he loves his dog. How close him and the dog are. So the guy's like, this is important to you. You love Patches, you know? Look, dude, that's my sister. She's just a little, okay, I mean, yeah. That's a great story. I like it. If it's true.
If it's true.
Yeah. I'm going to get that guy's name when we're done.
The ditch is plausible.
Yeah, if it's true. So, all right. You picked that one. So I am going to pick. So what I always do is I look at the one I really want to hear, and I always save it to the last. So I'm going to pick the other one. I want to hear Bought and Paid For Alibi.
Okay. So this one was Ryan and I had just been dating for a while, and so we had a fight. I don't know if we're still together. I don't know if we're not together, but we still have to work together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so had a crappy day at work. Him and I are not, we're not on, we're not off. We're just, I don't know.
You're just existing.
Functioning.
Yeah, we're just functioning. So I get off work and I went straight to the bar.
Oh, girl.
Yep. And so I'm going to have a few drinks and just chill out. And at this time, I lived about 4 blocks from the bar. So, but I drove to the
Is
bar.
that this bar?
No, it actually happened to be the Queen.
Okay,
and
other
I
bar.
parked right in front of the doors.
Oh, my God.
As we all so do so many oftentimes.
It was just a quick pull right in. Here we go.
Yeah.
So, I have had way too much to drink. I'm gonna call it a day. And when I'm drinking and stuff, I don't go around and tell everyone, I gotta go. No, it's I've had enough. I'm out.
Yeah. You throw it on the smoke pellet and disappear.
It just
Yeah, gotcha.
out I go. Well, so I'm out in front of the bar, and Mike, this is 20 plus years ago, and so I don't have a key fob for my car. I cannot get the frickin' key in the keyhole to unlock the door to get in my car. I'm fumbling around with it. Fucking piece of shit. Pissed. Here comes a friend of mine who's a cop. he's on duty. And he's like, so, Chris, what are you doing? I said, I'm just going to go home. I've had enough of this day, and I'm just going home. And he's like, how about I just give you a ride?
Right.
I'm just going to give you a ride. All right. So he gives me a ride, 4 blocks, gets me home. I get in the door. I put my pajamas on, pull my hair up, take my makeup off, and wash my face, and I'm standing there. I'm like, fuck. I left my car parked at the bar. It's right in front of the doors.
Right.
They're going to think that I'm a whore. They're going to think I went home with somebody.
Oh.
I didn't go home with anybody.
That's
Nobody
a hard
even knows
pill to
I
swallow
left.
in a small town,
Right,
too.
right.
Nobody
Yeah.
even knows I left. So they're going to think I left with somebody. I'm not a whore.
Right.
I'm home.
Right.
I'm home alone.
Right.
Fuck that. I get dressed.
He's going back.
I walk back and I get my car. Okay, so
Not good.
yeah. So I get my car and I don't even make it 2 blocks. I am 2 blocks from the bar, 2 blocks from my house, give or take.
Right.
I get pulled over.
Oh no. Is he your friend?
No.
Oh.
And you're still shit-faced at this point, pretty much.
Yeah, very much. And so I get pulled over, and it's not even my friend that's a cop, which he would have probably still given me a DUI because I was an asshole. However, I get flung to the roadside, not even going to mess with a breathalyzer, I'm just ugly.
Right.
We'll just say ugly.
Right.
I get booked and arrested for a DUI.
Oh, my gosh.
There's my alibi. It's bought and paid for. I didn't go home with anybody.
At least I may be a drunk driver, but at least I'm not a whore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a drunken driving whore.
I'm not a danger to society, or I am not a danger to my, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yes.
Danger to society. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
funny.
Oh my goodness, I think that's great. You're like, I covered my chastity,
Yeah. Well,
but you got a DUI out of it.
Yeah. Bought and paid for it, like to the tune of $10,000.
Yeah, that's because you're a woman. You don't want people to think that, my God, my car's been in front of the bar for all the time.
Right.
People drive like, oh, attaboy, Larry.
Small price to pay
Good for
for
you.
not having a dirty rumor
Yeah.
spread about.
Well,
Yeah.
and I still like my boyfriend that we're together, we're not together.
Oh, that's right. I see what you're.
It's I'm
oh,
like,
sure, you're in this
I
delicate
left-
situation too.
I left work pissed off. So he's
Oh.
just like, yeah, how am I going to go? Oh, yeah, I went home. I went
Yeah.
home alone.
Right.
I don't even have an alibi. I have nobody that
I
can.
got you. I understand the problem now. You don't want Ryan to think,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
if somebody else can call me a dirty whore, that's
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, I could see how the circumstances could play into all of that. Very interesting.
That is interesting.
You know, it's funny when we all know it's no secret on the weekends when everybody's out partying at the bars, the cops do their walkthrough.
Yeah.
And they come in here to see who's drinking, who's drunk, what are we going to do later.
Yeah.
Every time they come in and do a walkthrough, because a lot of them are friends of mine, they ultimately say, hey, Jenny, who's driving you home? And mouthy me, I'm like, you are. What,
Right.
what the hell you think? I'm just going
Right.
to call you up when I'm ready. You come get me, take me home. And I'm
Right.
such an asshole about it that way. You're
They
taking
need
me
it.
home.
The other day, city council meeting, Scotty Klinkhammer. What up, Scotty? He's the one that opened that new buffalo wing or chicken wing place.
Yeah.
We have a
Right.
new buffalo wing
Chicken
place?
wing, the old
out at the
stakeout.
block.
Yeah.
Out at the block.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
right.
doing-
I've heard that's
Yeah.
quite the place out there.
Chicken wings, yeah. So we were talking to the attorney sitting here next to us, and they were talking about going to the bar, and this is my old. I don't drink too much anymore. Every now and again, I'll have one. Had one today, but the old Larry, the old heavy drinking Larry, always did the math. Like, well, there's only one road in or out of here, so I can't. We gotta get right. There's not multiple escape routes, okay? Because that's what my head does. And when I say that, the attorney looks at me, just shakes his head. He's like, "What?" I go, "Man, there's only one road in, one road out." He's like, "Don't drive at all." I'm like, "That obviously is the first answer, but I'm just saying, like,
I'm just saying.
yeah. That's the math you do, like you know, yeah."
You got to have your escape route. I love
You
it.
gotta have multiple escape routes, man. So I never drink on a one road bar. I never have. Or I park somewhere else. All right. Being a drunk is tough.
But you can park in front of the bar and leave your car, and you'll be fine.
Well, yeah. No,
You'll be like Stud Muffin.
Yeah, I'll be high-fived.
Hey, who'd you go
about
home
it.
with Friday night? Hey, take a guess.
yeah. Except for me, they'll be like, it was the cop, right?
Yeah.
We both know it wasn't a woman, right? It was the cops took you home. What cab company did you use, Lair? Yeah. That's
Yeah.
funny. That's a high price to pay. What did Ryan say about it?
Oh, he was pretty pissed.
Yeah.
He was pretty pissed.
I did it for your feelings, though, Ryan. No, we have to sell one of the children.
I did it for us.
Yeah, no, I think he was more pissed about having to drive me around.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Does that still haunt you to this day?
No,
Okay.
no,
It's
no.
done with,
That's
okay.
because that was 21 years
Sure.
ago.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's crazy how long it can haunt you, though.
it did for quite.
I guess
quite
it
a
should.
spell.
It should, I guess.
It did for a spell because that was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
But at the time,
Yeah.
Yeah, when your mind's already going a million miles an hour and your thought processes are a little crazy because, yeah, you're in a weird fight. That helps
yeah.
enhance everything at that moment.
Right.
I was
Especially if it's somebody you really
emotional.
like.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Imagine that.
Yeah.
20 years later.
I know.
Yeah.
See, and that's amazing. You guys made it. That's awesome.
That is awesome. Good for you guys. All right. 2 down. What did you think about that one?
I thought that one was great. I think it's very plausible. I think you're a little nutty, but
Yeah.
I think that's very plausible, and I think it also got to commend you for going to such a great length because I'd have been like, well, I'm too drunk. They're gonna have to just deal with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you actually went back and tried to save the situation, and I think that's pretty cool. So
Hell
I
of a
like that's where
trooper.
your head was at.
right.
You washed your face, you're like, oh shit.
I'm washing my face. I look in the mirror and I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
my car is still at the park.
Right in front too.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't park in the back parking lot back behind where I could have been. Well, you know.
That's like that's so secret though.
No, but right in front of the doors is even way
Right,
more
right.
secret.
Almost after every comedy show, I've had to go pick up my car from that damn bar. Almost after
Just
every.
don't park in the front.
Oh,
Don't park in the front.
Yeah, it's, my pickup is well known in that damn back parking lot. So, I was like, well, at least Larry didn't drive. Now, good for you, Larry. Good for you. So, all right, one left to go. Indecent exposure.
Okay. This is pre-Ryan. So, I used to tin bar in Brush at the Red Zone.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, and huge softball. I used to play softball, all that fun stuff. We're talking early 20s, mid 20s. And so, one night at the bar, it's a busy night. We get everybody out of there. We're closing up. And I've got 2 of my friends that are shit-faced. And they live in Morgan. At this time, I lived in Brush. And they want to ride. And I'm like, no.
Were you drinking?
I was working. So I had a few, but
Okay.
not.
Yeah. All right.
I wasn't
Hammered.
hammered by
Right.
any means. Just enough that I'm good. So finally I talk him into, let's just go to the Tomahawk. We'll eat some breakfast. And then I'll take you back to the car and you guys can go to Morgan and I can go home.
Right.
How's that?
Some sober up breakfast.
And
Yeah.
I'm loving the old school references here.
Yeah,
I'm
the
into it.
tomahawk. I had
Yeah.
forgotten about the tomahawk.
Yeah. So we go to the Tomahawk, we eat breakfast, and Mike is sitting there just kind of a mess. And so TJ's like, I'm good now. I'm like, sweet, let's go. So we're driving down Colorado. We've got Mike buckled in the front seat, TJ's in the back seat, and I'm just driving down the road. All of a sudden, Mike starts doing the,
Oh shit.
Oh no.
and I'm like, TJ, he's not going to throw up in my car, is he? And TJ's like, oh no, not my little buddy. About that
little
time,
buddy.
About that time, he just went and threw up all over the side of me.
Oh. Start the punching.
I whipped the car over, almost against the curb there, pull the park brake, take it out of gear, grab the trunk release lever because I have clothes, softball stuff in the trunk,
Sure.
I bail out of the car, and I have to peel my clothes up off to one side so that I don't get this puke on me.
And are you the type of person that is a vomiter after vomiting? Like, does this make you sick, or is it something you can handle?
I can handle it, but not real fabulously.
A sympathy puker.
I can't handle it at all. Like, I threw up on my kid more times than anybody can count, just because I couldn't do it.
No, I can handle it, but it's... Ugh. So I peel everything off. Shirt up over the head, down, bras on the ground. I drop my pants, and I'm walking to the back of my car to get clothes out of my trunk.
So you're in bra and panties?
You're just
no bra, just the panties.
You're just in panties.
On Colorado.
You're in your chonies.
It's
And
like
Colorado is the
it's
main
like-
street, right? That
yeah.
the movie theater and everything
No,
is
no,
on?
no.
No.
Colorado. Clayton is where the movie theater is. This is Colorado. Is the one that
goes
goes
to the highway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
And I am walking back to the trunk of my car to get clothes in my nothing,
In my nothing.
and the next car down the road is a goddamn cop.
Oh,
You
no.
and the cops.
Oh, no.
And I'm in my mid-20s, so I don't really give two shits about a whole lot.
Right.
But I'm like, can I get some clothes while you're standing here?
Right.
Getting a whole eye view of it all.
Yeah.
And so
Did they let you?
not for a minute. He's like,
course not.
I was just like,
Yeah, they
oh.
want to know what's going on right then and
Yes,
there.
yes. What is? He just threw up on me. Have you been drinking? I haven't been drinking. He's been drinking. Big
Yeah, yeah.
roadside. Just so I finally throw a t-shirt on, standing there in a long t-shirt, not super long, but a long t-shirt, because it's a baseball t-shirt, and my underwear. As the cop is going through my driver's license, my registration, insurance, blah blah blah, and then writes me an indecent exposure ticket.
Oh.
Because you didn't have anything else. See, isn't that wild? Nothing else to write to take it on.
Nothing. You couldn't get me on anything else, but you got me on that one.
You know, I'm shocked they let you put any clothes on, because you ever watched the old show Cops, where they kick
Yeah,
in the
they
door.
keep you there.
Yeah, and if you're in your tidy whities, that's where you're going down to the station. Yeah.
And in your
I didn't
20s,
get arrested. They just wrote me
Okay.
a ticket.
In your 20s, you could go to court and feasibly argue that it was actually decent exposure. At my age, it's fully indecent at this point. But in my 20s, I could have claimed, hey, it was decent. I
Right.
claim not guilty.
Right.
Oh no! When I went to court for it, and I explained to the judge the situation, and that I was the driver. This is what happened. I didn't tell him I was taking them back to their car to drive.
Right,
I
right.
left that bit out.
Yeah.
But that I was giving friends a ride because they'd been drinking, and I was a bartender, and I'd had absolutely nothing to drink, and was waiting for the halo.
Yeah.
And he threw up on me, and I just needed to get this off of me.
Right.
And
Right.
he dismissed it. But
that's cool.
But back then, they would stick it in the paper before you went to court.
The blotter.
And today,
Yeah.
you'd have to register as a sex offender.
You would. Yes, you would.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's
Yeah.
truly sad.
And it's right by the school, the old
Central.
Central School. It was on the back side of Central School. Is where
that's the boarded up
So
school
what
right
year-
there.
What year would this be about?
Oh my goodness. I was, let's see, I was 96. I was like 94.
So that school would have still been open. So that
Yeah,
would have been
yeah,
open.
yeah. My son was going to that school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
was it red? Yeah. that'd be
You
all
have
right.
the most inopportune times with men and cops.
Oh, I know. Oh,
That's funny.
yeah, not well.
Yeah, because if it's in the school zone, that's a huge
Oh,
deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was 3:30 in the morning.
Sure.
But when it hits the blotter, all you need is some old biddy to read it and see that it
Right.
says 3:30. There's children at 3:30 p.m. a.m.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I was so
The
twisted.
blotter.
Oh, yeah. I remember they used to list all the crimes
they-
right there in the newspaper.
Right.
You were guilty
Yeah.
Right off the
Right.
bat.
You were guilty immediately.
It's such a small town paper too, because I remember there was a part like in Snyder where it talked about Eloise went to Mary Jane's house, and they would tell about
They made patchwork quilts together.
That's right. That was news. So something like that is like.
My parents read that.
Oh, dude, I have no tolerance for being vomited on. I will come at you, dude. I'm a sympathy puker. You puke, I puke.
I can handle it.
Really?
It's not my favorite thing. And my stomach will kind of go, "Ugh," and maybe swirl around. But I can handle I mean, I've had my kids throw up on me. My grandkids throw up on me.
The only one I like is blood. Like,
Oh, no, that one I will
blood
lose it.
just spewing
Nope.
out of somebody, but any other bottle you keep them to
No
yourself.
blood. No blood for me.
Bleed out,
If
keep it all inside.
If it requires more than a Band-Aid, I am out. Can't help you.
I had a friend. She gets mad if I tell the story, so we'll call her Jane. She got divorced. I was living in Pueblo. Bad marriage. She got divorced. She came up and she told me, I want to do two things this weekend. I want to get my belly button pierced, and I want to get blackout drunk. And her and I grew up together. We're to this day, like brother and sister. And I said, come on out, and we'll do it. And so we went to the B Street Bash. My friend Brandy's bartending. So Janie is getting her drinks all liquor and just the wand waved over it. There's no Coke going in these things. You know what I mean? So she gets hammered. Well, my buddy shows up, Robbie Garcia. What's up, Robbie? He'll like the story. And my other friend, Mac Deal. What's up, Mackie? And so I'm a bartender in Pueblo, and bartenders run in packs. You know
Right.
the other bartenders in your
Right.
town, right?
Right, absolutely.
So Jason has someone come get me because Janie has vomited all over their stainless steel bar. It's the Martini Bar in Pueblo. It's very nice. And Janie has just
She's out of control at the
everywhere.
martini bar.
God bless her. She's, what I mean? And I should have watched her. So I tell Robbie and Mac, I said, Mac owned like a garage across the street. He's like, that's where we're parked. We'll get her over there, get her back to your apartment. I said, cool. So I clean it up, right? Because, and I go out there, and the only reason I can find where they're at is because every time she vomits, she's like this, and Robbie and Mac have her carrying her to the thing. Every time she vomits, so does Robbie. So it looks like Morris going.
It's the worst Hansel and Gretel trail everywhere.
It was too. He vomited with her the whole way. She would let go, and he's like, just carrying it the whole way. I wish I could have seen it happening, but I just saw the two trails, like stop, start, stop, start, stop, start.
Instead of Hansel and Gretel, the Hennessy and Grey Goose trail.
It's what it
Right.
was too. And Robbie wasn't even drunk. Robbie and he had just gotten there, so he probably had 2 beers, But he's a sympathy puker, so.
Yucky.
But at that point, he wasn't a father yet either, so he probably wasn't used to being puked on. So yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's great. I love it.
Yeah, it's great stories, Christine. So,
They're also believable too. Darn it.
You actually have 2 that I want to be very true. So, so we'll see. Do you have one in mind?
I do have one in mind.
Okay.
We got to throw our rock paper scissors.
We rock paper scissors to see how do you rock paper scissors. Are you a 3-pumper or 4-pumper? She's the 3-pumper.
3-pumper.
I'm telling you, the 3-pumpers are coming back.
Universal. Denzia is crazy.
Denzia and Adam, they're both nuts. It's like their little cult there. And exit. Thank you. All right.
I don't know what's wrong with you people.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
God, I'm killing you. I'm killing you. I gave you the charity one last time, so I'm going to make you pick first this time.
Okay. So, bought and paid for alibi. I can understand the woman's crazy mind to actually pull that off. Indecent exposure. I'd be naked the minute somebody threw up on me. I'm going to go with Denver Ditch.
Seriously.
Simply because it takes some balls to ditch somebody 90 miles on a date. And I'm not saying it's not plausible, but I think that's some balls. And I would love to know how that motherfucker got home. I would love to know how he got home.
He probably had to put out.
Yeah, there you go. He probably had to call up Grinder to get a ride home.
There's some truckers that I'll give you a ride home,
Yeah, I'll
pretty
give you a
boy.
baby and a ride home, mister.
You got a pretty mouth.
You got a pretty
And
mouth.
he got home.
Let's go.
And he fixed that damn truck the next day.
That's
I don't
right.
care what it costs. I need my goddamn ride back.
So yes, I'm gonna go with Denver Ditch just because I think that is ballsy,
Why are you
and I love it.
Why do you want the truck fixed so bad? Because I can't get this taste out of my mouth. That's why. Please, Jesus, fix the truck. I'm sorry. You're picking Denver Ditch.
Denver Ditch.
Because you think it's outrageous.
I think it's just a ballsy move. I mean, and she's talking in her early 20s. Do you know the balls that takes for a 20-something-year-old to be like, I am out of here and will do whatever it takes to escape this situation.
You ever met Christine? So
That's why I believe the other two.
well, I'm gonna pick one, but the one I'm gonna pick is. I think you misspoke on something, and maybe you didn't mean what you said.
Ooh.
So I think maybe I caught you on something. Bought and paid for alibi, I think is true. I don't know how a woman thinks like that. I just let the crowd out there and said, I hope they think I'm whoring around. I didn't like that rep. Indecent exposure, I think that one's true too. That just seems like a genuine story when you told it. I'm going to pick Denver Ditch as well. For one reason and one reason
Where'd you
only.
think you catch a misstep?
She went to Comedy Works, and when you had to pee, you said you scurried out of the booth. There is no booth.
There
at
are no
Comedy
booths
Works.
at the Comedy
on
Works.
the front. It's like a bench thing.
I thought the exact
okay.
same thing.
A bench thing.
There's
Okay.
I thought the same thing. There's no booths. At
See,
the
I
Comedy
thought you
Works.
meant booths like you have booth here at the.
No, the bench thing.
That's the only reason.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you know what?
I caught that too. Are you going to change or are you going to stick with it?
Well, see that now is that she clarified that, then maybe I will, because that's the only reason I'm taking Denver Ditch. You know, I'm gonna stay with Denver Ditch.
Alrighty. Let's see if we can get 2 for 2.
I talked a lot of shit because you and I are a bad team at this because we've never got it together. We've always missed
We
them
could
both.
come out unprecedented.
Well, no, because Rick
Right.
beat us both up.
Right.
Bastards, you Rick son of a bitch. But before you flip it over, I want to let everybody know, please look on the bullhucker.com, because I didn't bring this up, for all our stuff. Also, as I did with Ryan, we're going to put the Picking Out Barbecue link for the Facebook on there, as well as the Club Tap Room. So if you want to support these guys, come on down. We're going to put a little B-roll on here so you can see what the club looks like now. It looks so awesome in here. Like I said, I really like the look and feel of this bar.
Great business to support. And I learned you can get spaghetti on Monday nights and prime rib on Thursday nights.
Right.
You can't beat that prime rib.
And you can get on the mailing list for Christine here to see if you have sandwiches in the morning.
Yes.
So awesome business you guys are running here. So please support them. Also, wherever you get your podcast from whatever platform, please make sure you subscribe and follow them. We appreciate it. Jen will high five and hug you on the street.
Absolutely,
And
I will.
That's where we came with the name.
I'm very friendly.
Generous.
Generous.
What? So okay, so we've both taken Denver Ditch. Christine, you want to flip over the card?
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, so it goes this way.
Bought and paid for alibi.
Dang it, darn it.
God. How is that not true?
Okay, so all of that is true, except for when you get to the part of I walked back and got my car, drove my car home, got it parked. Park job was a little fucked off, but I got it parked. And my friend that was the cop that gave me a ride home, I didn't no longer get in the door, get my pajamas on, and he's knocking on my door going, how'd your car get here? Car's here.
Oh, no.
Oh, my cousin must have went and got it for me. I told him I was...
So now it's your
so I
drunk
did-
alibi, huh? I've been here
So
drunk
I
the whole
didn't
time.
get a DUI.
Thank goodness.
Because he didn't catch you in the act.
Mm-mm.
I just said,
No.
like, I don't know. That some bitch must be magical.
No, I told him my cousin went and got it.
There you go. Perfect.
It's a real fucked off park job, but...
I love it. So
I
you
mean,
did make it home.
I
No
did.
DUI.
Yeah, no whammy.
Lovely little ending to the story. And you still weren't a whore.
And I still wasn't a whore.
It's still an alibi bought and paid for,
I mean,
no matter
that's-
how you look at it.
That's so tough because, I mean, we should make light of drinking and driving.
No,
we're
we
all
should
guilty
not.
of it. I mean, as sad as that is to say, and you shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? When you're young, you're stupid. I was
Yeah,
stupid.
it's-
Everybody's stupid. But we've all had that park job. I'll just say that.
Yes.
We walk out and you're like, ugh.
Oh, I should have not. driven
Right.
at all.
Right, where you come home and it's a little bit on the lawn, and the neighbor kid. I'm not gonna say this may or may not happen to me. He's like, "Why is your car kind of on the lawn?" I was like, "I don't know. It's crazy. It's dark out. My vision sucks."
I couldn't see the lawn. I'm old.
Couldn't see the line.
Don't try Jack Daniels, Zach. It's not good for you. It doesn't bring out great things, there, brother.
You're like, that would be the parking job of my friend Jack and Jimmy and
Right.
James and Jose. I didn't park that.
Oh man, so I'm so bummed out we missed that one. I thought for sure it was Denver Ditch. I really did because of the whole when he said the booth thing. That's
It's
when I
a
was like,
bunch things slide out.
okay, that makes more sense.
I
'cause
love
was
the
like,
fact that you actually just ditched somebody in Denver.
I couldn't
Yeah.
take it.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's a crazy story. That guy, I'd like to hear his part of the story on when the realization is like either she is taking the largest shit ever or she has left me. That lasagna must have hit the bottom floor just now because man, it's
It does make you wonder how long it took,
For him to...
to realize that you were not coming back.
And did he walk back where the car was, which was 3 blocks?
yeah.
Denver blocks.
Yeah,
Missing.
yeah.
There's the real harsh. She did really leave. There it is.
Can you go in there and check on my? Is it your wife? Yes, it is. No matter what she
Even though
says,
she said so, she said not.
it's my wife. Yeah, and Bobcat Goldthwait. I mean, that's
That's a legend right
Yeah.
there.
and
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Is he?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
He's actually big into the Bigfoot thing.
They're all.
Like he does the Bigfoot
Oh.
hunting. Yeah, he's big into that. So that's kind of his thing.
Well,
now.
shit, he'll never find Bigfoot because he's so loud. Bigfoot gonna run from that.
Yeah.
Bigfoot's like, what the fuck kind of monster is out there in the woods chasing me?
Right.
Or it's turned on, like his
Or he
voice is.
speaks the same language.
Yeah. Bigfoot's like, ooh,
My mate.
time for some action. That's what I'm talking about. And so, indecent exposure is also a
Yes,
true
that is
story.
true. That did happen.
Is the cop? Well, he's not there anymore because they're all new. But yeah, it's. Did
Yeah.
you see the cop after that or no?
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
Oh,
that's-
yeah. Like every weekend when he would
Oh,
walk
man.
through the bar.
That's
It's like,
tough.
I've seen you naked. There was this unspoken look between you guys.
Ugh.
He's just hoping someone pukes on you again. You gotta vomit and aim it towards Christine. Trust me, the show is
strip.
worth it. The
She'll
show is
strip.
worth it. Yeah.
She has no shame. She'll
Yeah.
strip right
She's
there.
got some kind of weird thing going on, but trust me, it's worth it. Vomit on her ass. So,
Yeah.
oh, that's awesome. So, I want to say, and thank you for letting us use the club tap room for the
Oh,
past
thanks
couple of
for
weeks.
coming.
Yeah, definitely. This has been one of the funner places to do it. I really like it in here. So,
Yes, it's
and
a real treat.
I hope everybody comes out and checks it out. Come have a drink down here. It's well worth it. So, and it's mellow in here also.
Very.
You kind
We
of
love
an
it.
older clientele in here,
Yeah.
kind of more mellow, laid back. You, as you said last night, the thing that I like, because I'm getting, this is how I know I'm getting old, because when she said this, it sold me on something, is that the music is not that loud, so you can still talk, you can still hear each other, and it's all a lot of classic rock in here.
Yep.
So kind of an old throwback. And
I was just
like
reading
that.
a review last night. It said, I'm a big fan of the 80s and 90s music, and I didn't hear one song I didn't like. Was one of the reviews I read on your
Yeah.
website or
Oh,
on your
nice.
page last
Yeah.
night.
Oh,
so,
nice.
yeah.
Very cool. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a bar to check out here in Fort Morgan. So, and it's down here on the Strip. So
Yeah.
it's,
It's the place to be.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah. All right. Well, anyway, Christine, thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Lots of fun.
Yep. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm Jenny Nab.
Catch you next time. Peace.